welcome back to my astrology channel. Now, before I start today's video, I just want to thank everyone for all the love, all the support, the comments, the subscription, the likes and all to my content. I really appreciate. I'm really grateful. Thank you very much. And all those who are watching my content, please do subscribe to my channel, do comment and like my videos, because that is going to help me grow my channel. Now, I want to cover the Venus retrograde cycle that will start on the 22nd of July for a good 43 to 44 days. Now, I did make a video on Venus in the sign of Leo earlier, a few weeks back. But this video is specifically focused on the Venus retrograde that will start soon in a couple of days and will last until 3rd of September. So I just wanted to focus primarily on this retrograde cycle, because this retrograde cycle happens like once in 18 months, and it's like 43 to 44 days long retrograde cycle. So it's very crucial time because it's kind of rare, because Venus does not go retrograde quite often. Now, just before 22nd of July, Venus is going to halt its movement. Now, when I say it's going to halt its motion, I don't mean Venus literally in the sky, the planet Venus is going to stop moving. What I mean is, from our point of view, us on this planet Earth, when we look at Venus from here, it appears to be moving backwards on 22nd of July. So it goes in a standstill on just a few days before 22nd of July, and then it appears to move backwards. So Venus is not literally moving backwards. Obviously, that's impossible. But from our point of view, from where we are on Earth, it appears to move backwards. Now, astrology is geocentric. So we are the center of the universe. It's based on our position. It's not based as sun being the center of the solar system. It's our position. So astrology is based on geocentricity. We are the center of the universe. Our soul is the center of the universe for us in our lives. And this is not to do with other people. So for one individual person, their identity, their life experience, everything revolves around them. So you are the center of your world, basically. So everything is around your point of view. So from your point of view, when you look at Venus, it appears to be moving backwards, and that's what is Venus retrograde cycle in astrology. Now, Venus is retrograding in the sign of Leo. Now, Venus moved in the sign of Leo a few weeks back and will be in the sign of Leo until 8th of October. Now, Venus is the planet of love, it's the planet of relationship, it's the planet of money, it's the planet of values. And Leo is a sign of heart centricity. It's a passion-driven sign. It's all about what your desires are, your personal desires, your personal passion. It's a sign of self-expression. It's a sign of standing out and not being afraid to stand out. It's not the sign of blending in. Leo is ruled by the sun, so it's all about being in the limelight. So Venus energy, so Leo energy is all about creativity, self-expression, passion. It's a sign of playfulness, pleasure. It's a sign of romance. It's a sign of love, playful love. It's a sign of children and also your inner child. So this is basically a sign of creation and procreation. Now, Venus, which is the planet of love and values, when it enters the sign of grandeur and grand gestures, which Leo is, here our perception of love and relationship is on a grander scale. Now, it is turning backwards. So when Venus turns retrograde, just like any other planet that turns retrograde, so we are going inward for answers related to love, relationship, money, our value system and all that. So this is what next 43 to 44 days is going to feel like. It's all about rethinking, reassessing, redefining our value system, our love relationships. So past relationship, this is a time to introspect and release anything that is not helping you grow, is not serving you, or resolve if it can be resolved. Past relationship, this is time to really go within and really understand what your goals are in relationship matters as well, what your personal goals are, what do you desire, because Leo is all about passion. It's about expressing your true self, expressing what's in your heart. So when a Leo sign, which is about heart centricity, it's about your personal desire, meets Venus, planet of love and values, is going to be all about what is important to you, who you are as a person, and where do you place value in your life. Now, this is going to be a very significant period where relationship is concerned, and this can be any relationship. Now, mostly it's about love relationship, but love relationship doesn't have to be only a romantic or spousal. It can be any social interaction, but primarily it is to do with your romantic relationship, your marriage, your spousal relationship, or any love interest in your life. That's where the focus is going to be. So this is a time to really resolve old issues or deal with any past business around relationship, and really dig deeper within yourself as to what you want in relationship. What are your desires? What are your needs? Because Venus retrograde is turning inwards. It's about how do you see things, where relationships are concerned, where money matter is concerned. So your value system is you are introspecting on your own value system. Now, during this time, there can be a lot of breakups, separations, divorces, or you could be finalizing a divorce or starting the divorce process. All these things are definitely very rampant during this time. So just be mindful of any past energy returning back in your life. So if you are not keen on that, or you think it was a toxic relationship or something, just be mindful and make your decision by thoroughly thinking over what you're getting back into. Or if you don't want to get back into, this is the time to really clear out any toxic relational energy from your life once and for all. So this Venus retrograde is very crucial. It may seem a little bit overwhelming next 44 days, but this is a very crucial period to really resolve anything that's keeping you stuck where relationships are concerned. Now, a retrograde cycle is about our subconscious pattern. So how we deal with a relationship in our lives. So you're going within your subconscious to really see, where your toxic patterns are. If you're getting into toxic relationship all the time, one after another, and you're just not able to break that pattern, you're constantly getting into toxic relationship, one after another, this is the time to introspect and look at within yourself, where are you going wrong? What are your value system? Why are you getting into a toxic relationship, again and again? So this is the time definitely to go back within yourself to release these toxic patterns within yourself, so that when you move on with a new relationship, you have resolved that past trauma, past patterns, so that you can really, give your all to a new person or a new relationship. Or even if you're redefining an old relationship, this is a good time to release all those old patterns, so that you can understand what your needs are in relationship and what the other person's needs are as well in relationship. So this is really a brilliant time to reassess what you value, how you value. And it's a great time also to use this retrograde energy to really grow and evolve as a person, and your perception of relationship, how you view relationship, your value system, how you see money as well. Because money is also a Venusian theme. So it's very important to understand your money matters as well, because when it goes retrograde, you may have the tendency to overspend. You may be extravagant. You may be wanting to indulge in luxurious items, focused on finer things. So it's okay to enjoy life, but definitely keep an eye on your money matters, and don't overspend and end up in a financial crisis down the line. So that's definitely very important. Now, with Venus retrograde energy, there may be a tendency to hold back where relationship is concerned, or there may not be opportunity to pursue a relationship, or there may not be an opportunity to get what you want in a relationship as well, because it's all inward, it's all turning backwards. The energy of Venus is turned backwards. So it's not this is not the time when you are moving forward, or there may not be an opportunity to move forward during this time. So during this time, you may hold back affection or unable to attract affection as well during this time. And you may withhold getting into a relationship due to past hurt. So during this retrograde, the most important thing is to go within yourself and resolve any past hurt, past relationship trauma, so that when Venus goes direct on the 3rd of September, you can really take things forward and, really, be yourself in a relationship and, attract what you truly deserve and what you truly desire. So this is a great manifestation time as well. Manifest your dream relationship, your dream love situation, your dream money situation as well during this time. This is a great time to manifest because you're going inward and really, you're setting goals for yourself in terms of relationship matter. This is a great time to really look within yourself and overcome any limitations that you may have within yourself in order to give yourself more fully and more honestly in a relationship going forward. So this is the Venus retrograde cycle from 22nd of July till the 3rd of September. Now I will go through all the 12 zodiac signs and talk about how this Venus retrograde energy, this cycle, will affect each of the 12 zodiac signs. So let's begin. Hello, my lovely Aries. Welcome to your Venus retrograde reading. Now, Venus is turning retrograde in the sign of Leo on the 22nd of July until 3rd of September. So, astrologically, during this time, Venus appears to be moving backwards. Now, it's moving backwards in your 5th house. It's retrograde in your 5th house, Aries. Now, 5th house is a house of self-expression. It's a house of passion. It's a house of creativity. It's a house of romance, pleasure, fun, excitement, your children, and your inner child as well. So when Venus, which is a planet of love and beauty and money and values, in the sign of Leo, which is all about passion, expression, and heart centricity, when it turns retrograde in the 5th house, it's all about refocusing your energy on your creativity, redefining what satisfies you, Aries. Now, this is a great time to engage in creative projects, especially the ones that you have been working upon or the ones you have put on the back burner and not dealing with it. This is a great time to, complete those creative projects, passion projects, or any kind of passionate endeavors, anything that you want to, you have been wanting to start. This is a great time to really engage in these activities. Now, it's a great time also to, be a little bit more passionate, playful, a little bit more romantic in life and, really engage with people in your life on a more playful level. Now, when Venus is retrograde, it's turning inward. So this is a great time to really refocus, reassess, and redefine your relationship. And it's possible that you may find it difficult to focus on one thing at a time during this time, but it's important to also understand that this is not the time to waste. So don't waste the time now. Do take advantage of this retrograde phase so that when it turns direct on the 3rd of September, you're able to take the information that you attain during this introspection phase of retrograde Venus and really, use it in creative inspiration, So it's a great time to set schedule and plan your social activities as well and balance your time with children and, time to yourself as well. Really good time to focus on what really brings satisfaction and fulfillment to you, Aries, over plain amusement. So definitely it's a great time to understand and really look within yourself as well as to who you are and what do you truly want. What is it you want? So definitely look within yourself and look at your values, where your passion lies, where does your interest lie. So it's a great time to really reassess these energies. And as you redefine and resolve and, reassess these past energies or even current energies in matters of love and money, the path will become clearer for you in terms of where your heart lies, and it will be a great time to start something anew when Venus turns direct. Thank you. Hello, my lovely Taurus. Welcome to your Venus retrograde reading. Now, Venus is turning retrograde in the sign of Leo on the 22nd of July until 3rd of September. So this will be your 4th house, Taurus, because that's where your Leo sign sits. Now, 4th house is all about home matters, family matters. It's about your feelings, your need to nurture others, your emotional security, your past, your traditions, your ancestry, your roots, your foundation, and all that. Now, when Venus turns retrograde, which is a time of refocusing, reassessing, and redefining, here you are reassessing, redefining, and refocusing on your home and family matters. So here, this is a great time to look deeply at your early childhood, past conditioning, relationship, and reassess all these themes, and really let go of anything that is holding you back or is not helping you grow. Now this is a great time to figure out the changes you might want to make to your home environment as well. So it's not just your subconscious changes that you're making in terms of your conditioning and childhood conditioning and all that. This is also about the physical home environment, the house, the address where you live in. So it's a great time to redecorate or renovate something, or at least plan these activities. It may not be particularly a great time to start something from scratch, start something, do something drastic, definitely not. But it's a great time to plan and, really put down the whatever ideas you have on paper. Now, with Venus in your fourth house in a retrograde motion, you are definitely a little bit more concerned with your aesthetics, what truly satisfies you, because you want to create a home environment, a family environment where you feel satisfied as well, what makes you happy. And this is because there's a desire to stay at home during this time. With this Venus retrograde in your fourth house, you may be a homebody during this time, a Taurus, and any kind of hectic schedule may not be much of interest to you. Now, that does not mean you will not have hectic schedule. You may still have that, but there's a desire to stay at home. So you may have to balance these energy with your busy schedule. Now, this is a great time to make time for yourself, your own emotional self, your fulfillment, your own sense of security and stability, Taurus. So do reassess what you want to hold on to, what is important to you, and also what you need to let go in order to move forward. This is more about your inner world. Now, fourth house is the house of home and family. It's a house of nurturance where you feel comfortable. So there may be a tendency to excess as well, especially in terms of food intake. So be mindful of that, Taurus. Moderate your diet and be careful of what you're eating in order to avoid any health issues going forward. So Taurus, overall, definitely this time is great to really go within and look at any family conflicts or challenges that may be arising in your home environment as well, if there are any, and resolve them with a more calmer mind, and really looking within for answers as well, because there can be clash of opinions in your home and family matters during this time. So it's really important to introspect, because retrograde Venus is about going within and really looking at what you want to do, how you can handle, and also keeping in mind other people's needs and desires as well. So you can use this retrograde phase of Venus to definitely manifest something more secure, something more affectionate, nurturing, where your family and home matters are concerned, Taurus. Thank you. Hello, my lovely Geminis. Welcome to your Venus retrograde reading. Now, Venus is turning retrograde in the sign of Leo on the 22nd of July until 3rd of September. Now, this is going to happen in your third house. Now, Gemini's third house is a house of communication. It's a house of your thought process, your mindset, your outlook. It's a house of connecting with people, networking. It's the house of your logical, rational mind, your ideas, your neighborhood, your local environment, and all that. So when Venus, which is all about love, money, and value system, goes retrograde, this is the time to reassess, refocus, and redefine the way you communicate, Geminis. So here, make sure you are communicating more effectively, because you may feel a bit introverted as well during this time. You may be holding back on communication as well during this time. So do use the creative energy of Venus and Leo to express yourself. Now, if you're feeling a bit more introspective during this time, that is actually a really good exercise to really go within and refocus your energy, your mental energy during this time, and really think over what you want to do going forward. Now, this is a great time to finish any creative projects as well, especially if there's something where you share ideas, on social media or with the world or your, local environment, or just whichever way you share information, you communicate, or maybe write as well. This is a great time to really, finish those projects, especially the ones you have been wanting to do in the past and didn't have the time to complete it. This is a great time to finish those creative projects. Now, this can bring feelings of nostalgia as well, where love and compassion is concerned. You want to heal relationship during this time. It's a great time to do that as well, because when Venus is in a retrograde motion, it's asking us to be more introspective. So this is a great time to heal relationship as well, especially with your siblings, if there has been any altercation or challenges there. This is a great time, Geminis, to reconnect with them and really share your feelings of love with the people around you, the ones who have been supporting you or the ones with whom you want to reconnect. Now, obviously, if there are any toxic relationship, it's not advised to just go back in without doing the inner work on both sides. But it's very important to share your feelings of love and be a little bit more accepting. But this is important after doing the reassessment, reevaluation of what you want in a relationship, and also your communication style. Just be mindful of how you say and what you say, Geminis, because this period of retrograde Venus can be very transformative for relationship and how you behave in it. So it's very important to look at your motivations in a relationship, your own desires, your own needs, and reassess them. And you may also wonder if people you're involved with during this time are really worth your time, really worth the trouble as well. So if there are relationship or connections that you think are just time wasting, then obviously this is a great time to prune those time wasters and really trim down your social situation, your social association during this time, Geminis. Now, you definitely would prefer a bit quieter time with this retrograde Venus over being in a social situation or crowd. Now, third house is the house of connecting, but here with the retrograde Venus, you are putting more value in your quiet time. So this is a great time to sort out your priorities and resolve any internal issues that you may have, Geminis. Thank you. Hello, my lovely Cancer. Welcome to your Venus retrograde reading. Now, Venus is turning retrograde on the 22nd of July until the 3rd of September in the sign of Leo, which is your second house, Cancer. Now, second house is a house of self-reliance. It's a house of your resources, your finance, your wealth, your assets, your physical possession and all that. It's also the house of your value system, your self-worth, your talents, your need for sensual pleasures and finer things in life. Now, when Venus turns retrograde in the second house, this is a good time to, kind of come face to face with any situation that is challenging your beliefs and this is especially beliefs around your money and your value system, your sense of self-worth. So do confront any situations that are challenging your belief system during this time. Now, with the second house being the house of pleasure and, money matters, there may be a tendency towards extravagance during this time. You may be spending more than you should during this time. So just be mindful of what you're spending and you're not wasting your money, and you are careful of your budget, and you have a budget and a savings plan in place because you don't want to get into the financial crisis later on. So definitely be mindful of what you're spending, how much you're spending. Now, this Venus retrograde is all about turning inwards. It's about reassessing, refocusing, redefining, reevaluating your situation. So here in the second house, this is a great time to review your budget, review your money situation, and seek ways of increasing your income during this time as well, rather than just spending money. So definitely look for different streams of income. Now, you may not start a side hustle or a business during this time, especially when the retrograde phase is on until 3rd of September. But it's a great time to really review and really seek ways to increase. So do put a plan down how you want to make more money, and also a plan down how you want to save and invest more money going forward. Now, second house being the house of your value system and your self-worth, this is a great time to get a grasp of what do you value and where is your value system? How do you see yourself? What are your priorities, Cancer? So definitely it's a great time to focus on those as well. Now, second house has the earthy energy of Taurus. So it's a time to be a bit more practical where your money matter is concerned, and also your relationship with money and other people, close to you. So definitely it's a good time to be practical, a little bit more stable. That's where your sense of security, your emotional security will come once you are a little bit more stable and more practical in your dealings regarding money and relationship, Cancer. So you may realize during this time, the retrograde period, that you are not getting enough of what you want, in terms of resources, because it's a retrograde phase and it's turning backwards. Now, this may be true or it may not be true, but it may appear that you don't have enough resources, but it may not be the true picture. Now, this is a good time to really, use your insight regarding all these second house themes. And once Venus goes direct on the 3rd of September, you will have a better understanding of how to take things forward. So do use this retrograde time to introspect, to refocus and reassess your money situation and as well as your relationship, Cancer. Thank you. Hello, my lovely Leos. Welcome to your Venus retrograde reading. Now, Venus is turning retrograde in your sign, Leos, on the 22nd of July until 3rd of September. Now, first house is a house of self-awareness. It's a house of your personality, your physical energy, your sense of independence, your self-confidence, your appearance, your approach to life, your body image, your physical body, your overall health, your life path, and all that. Now, Venus is the planet of love, it's a planet of money, and it's a planet of value system. And Leo is a heart-centered sign. So when Venus goes retrograde in the sign of Leo in your first house, there's going to be a major focus on the way you project yourself, your appearance, your mannerisms. And this is not just physical, it's also behavioral, your mental makeup and all that. So your physical energy is definitely in focus during this time. Now, it's a great time to introspect during a retrograde phase. It's the time to go within. So you are refocusing your energy, you're reassessing yourself and redefining yourself, especially the way you appear, the way you project yourself, the way you present yourself. So you may be more interested in your appearance during this time, and you may be reflecting how you're presenting yourself, how you're coming across. Now, there may be an urge to reinvent yourself during this time. So do plan your makeover during this time, but don't go for a drastic change. So it's okay to go for subtle changes, but don't go for something drastic because you may regret it later on when Venus turns direct on 3rd of September. So it's very important to focus more on mannerism, behavior, and how you're coming across. Now, you may also desire to avoid any conflict during this time just to maintain peace and harmony, because Venus is in a retrograde motion. So you may be focused on a little bit more peaceful existence during this time. Now, that does not mean there won't be any conflict. There can be clashes of opinion. There could be need to deal with old relationship as well during this time. And either you may be judged on your appearance, outer appearance, or you may be judging other people on outer appearance. So just be mindful of not overly focusing on how people appear externally, but focus more on their energy. And this retrograde cycle will definitely help you rethink what your values are, your life direction, your aspirations, your energy, how you spend your energy and all that. Now, this is also a great time to rethink what you want to get out of the way you present yourself. So if you have a business or you have an online presence and all that, this is a great time to rethink and plan your presence, plan the way you want to project yourself, so that you're able to maximize your personal presence when Venus turns direct on the 3rd of September. So it's a great time to really redesign yourself, your personality, your aspirations, your life direction and all that, so that a new you can emerge when Venus turns direct, a more refined, more efficient, more evolved version of yourself, and keeping your appearance as well as inner value in mind, Leos. Thank you. Hello, my lovely Virgos. Welcome to your Venus retrograde reading. Now, Virgos, Venus is turning retrograde on the 22nd of July until 3rd of September in the sign of Leo. Now, Leo is your 12th house, Virgos. So this retrograde cycle is in your 12th house. Now, 12th house is a house of our subconscious pattern. It's a house of our inner world. It's a house of inner connectedness. It's a house of compassion, intuition, mindfulness. It's a house of, connecting with our spiritual side, being more compassionate, being more understanding of others. So when Venus turns retrograde, which is a time of refocusing, redefining, and reassessing your relationship matters, your money matters, in the 12th house, this is a time of complete compassion, complete, turning inwards to understand others, and not just others, to also understand your own subconscious self. So here you are looking into any past patterns, especially related to relationship and money matters. So if there are any past traumas, relational traumas, this can be around love matters or any relationship, or your value system, or resources, money, the material side of life. So now 12th house is not a materialistic house, but Venus has that energy. So here you're definitely trying to have more compassion for yourself in order to understand your own inner world, so that you are not led into self-deception and deluding yourself, basically. And it's very important to focus on your healing during this time, because 12th house is a house of mental health. It's a house of therapy and healing, being more calm, retreating, taking a break, having time to yourself in order to heal. Now, there may be a sense of feeling of abandonment during this time, and this could just be because you're withholding affection, or you're not able to attract affection, or you have the need or desire to be by yourself, or spend time by yourself during this time. So there may be some difficulty having a clear sense of what you want in a relationship, because Venus retrograde is an introspective cycle, and with 12th house, which has this nebulous, unclear, chaotic, confused kind of energy, and there can be difficulty in understanding what your needs and desires are in relationship. So things may feel elusive during this time, like anything can change at any time. So just be aware of this energy during this 44 days cycle. Now, do refrain from becoming clingy in relationship, because there may be a tendency to hold on to friendships and relationship during this time a bit more tighter, because there is this sense of being left out or being abandoned, or things may not be clear. So you may have this tendency. Now, do use this energy of retrograde Venus to do some volunteering work. So if you want to take yourself out of this any kind of energy surrounding relationship where there may be crisis, or unhealthy or toxic energy, this could be a great time to take yourself out, retreat, or volunteer, engage in compassionate activities, because your sense of love for humanity is quite strong during this time. And this is a great time to also develop your spiritual side. It's a very spiritual time, so do meditate, do retreat, do recoup your energy during this time, recharge your physical and mental batteries during this time, Virgos. And do connect with people for a higher good, connect with like-minded people to do good for whomever you can do good for. Now, Leo is a sign of ego. There may be underlying tendency to be egoistic during this time, so keep a check on your ego during this time, especially when it comes to relationship and money matters. So things may not seem clear during this time as to what you truly want, but this is a great time to introspect, go within for answers as to what path you want to take going forward, Virgos. Thank you. Hello, my lovely Libras. Welcome to your Venus retrograde reading. Now, Libras, Venus will be turning retrograde in the sign of Leo in your 11th house on the 22nd of July until the 3rd of September. So when Venus turns retrograde, it's the time to refocus, rethink, reassess, reevaluate, and redefine your energies around relationship and money matters. Now, it is in the 11th house. Now, 11th house is the house of group association. It's the house of your community, your friend circle, your ideals, your vision, your aspiration, your friends, your networks, your hopes and wishes, your future plans. So here, when Venus turns retrograde, there may be some complication around your social circle, around friends, around your friendship circle, social gathering, and all that. So it's important to figure out what belongs in your life and who needs to go during this time, Libras. So any kind of any kind of association that is overwhelming and is not good for you, Libras, this is time to let them go. Now, this can also be a time when old friends may resurface, old relationship may surface as well, especially in your community or your environment, or in team or collaborative work. There may be some kind of old contacts that may be resurfacing during this time. Now, it is a good time to revisit old connections, definitely. So people may be resurfacing, but also it's a good idea to reconnect with the ones you do want to connect with. Now, this might be a great time for closure as well. So if there has been any unresolved energy where relationship or friendships are concerned, this is a great time to get closure. Now, don't be obligated to engage in any relationship that you don't consider as part of your future, or which are toxic, which are unhealthy, which is not good for your well-being. So definitely don't be obligated to engage in those connections. But the ones you do want to connect with, this is a great time to revisit those old connections. Now, any past relationship, connections, friendship that do resurface during this time will show you how much you have grown within yourself, how much you have evolved, your value system, your worth, your sense of self-worth, your ideals, your aspiration, how much you have grown in that. These past relationship, past connection will kind of highlight that as well, because you will be able to see where you were and where you are currently. So definitely in that sense, it's a great time to introspect and really be proud of what you have achieved, Libras. Now, do narrow down your social obligation during this time. If you don't want to connect too much, this is a great time to, take a break, connect with your inner self, your inner world, and focus more on your own passions, what brings you joy, what's in your heart, what makes you happy. So definitely focus on that, and don't take anything for granted during this time, Libras, because with this Venus retrograde in the sign of Leo, which is a heart-centered energy, this is a great time to connect with your desires, what brings you joy, and also the connection that brings you joy. So don't take things for granted. It's not a bad idea to reconsider them. Now, 11th house is a house of collective. It's a house of group work, teamwork. So here there may be a tendency to stay in the background, but it's important to not lose your sense of importance, your sense of worth, and your own passion, your own expression, what you need to express. It's important to not let others overtake your energy during this time. So do go within for matters related to connections, relationship, your value system, your money matters and all that. Resolve any past energies that you want to heal from, and also connect with your hopes and wishes, your dreams, your future plans. It's really a good time to really introspect and plan those as well, Libras. Thank you. Hello, my lovely Scorpios. Welcome to your Venus retrograde reading. Now, Scorpios, Venus will be going retrograde on the 22nd of July until the 3rd of September in the sign of Leo, which is your 10th house. Now, 10th house is a house of your career, your vocation, your reputation, your legacy. It's a house of your life's work. It's a house of your public life, your external life, your commitments, your sense of determination, dedication, responsibility. It's the house of achievements, accolades, accomplishments, and all that. Now, when Venus, which is a planet of values, it's a planet of money and relationship connections, in the sign of Leo, which is a heart-centered sign, when it goes retrograde in your 10th house, here your reputation and your projected identity, your external identity, your image may be affected. So here you may be concerned with how others see you, and there may be a need to refine your image during this time. So with the retrograde energy, this is a great time to reassess, reevaluate your career goals, your professional matters, your business matters, how you project yourself, your public image, your responsibilities, all that during this time. So this is a great time to really see what you want to achieve in future. Where do you want to go? Where do you see your career going? This is a great time to reassess your values related to your professional life. Now, you may desire to project an image of success, and this is both financially and professionally. So here definitely it's a good idea to have a mission, have some purpose, especially a professional mission, a professional goal to work on. And this is a good time to really go within, introspect. What do you truly desire? What is your life direction? Where do you want to go from here? Where do you see yourself in the future in your professional matter? Now, with this retrograde energy, there may be a situation that challenges your reputation. So it's a good idea to use your talents, your skills, your capabilities, professional talent, skills, and capabilities to achieve the whatever you want to achieve, the goals, the if there is a project or just your work, your job, whatever you're doing, to achieve that, go within yourself and use your past capabilities, skills, and all that to achieve whatever you want to achieve. Now it's a good time to go for promotion as well, especially for past efforts. So good time to really ask for that promotion. Or if you want to change your job, it's a good time to redo your resume and look for something else that's more fulfilling. Now, 10th house is also the house of authority figures in our life. So here you may attract mentor or guide who may help you refine your image or may give their expertise in terms of how you can grow your career, your professional matters, and all that. So do go within yourself in terms of your professional expression, your artistic expression, creative expression in terms of your professional life, and try something new if you can, or at least plan something new that you would like to try out when Venus goes direct on the 3rd of September. So do define your success mantra, do define your goals, your mission, your purpose, and do remain a little bit flexible where your goals are concerned, because it may change once Venus goes direct. So definitely it's important to, have that perspective and do understand your expectations as well from your career matters, from your professional matters going forward, Scorpios. Thank you. Hello, my lovely Sagittarius. Welcome to your Venus retrograde reading. Now, Sagittarius, Venus is going to go retrograde on the 22nd of July until the 3rd of September in the sign of Leo, which is your 9th house. Now, Venus is a planet of love, money, and your value system. And 9th house is all about exploring. It's about adventure, optimism, wisdom, freedom. This house has a very open-minded kind of energy, because it's about higher learning, philosophy, traveling, your purpose, seeking the truth, all that. Now, Leo is a heart-centered house. So when Venus goes retrograde, which is all about redefining, rethinking, reassessing, reevaluating your love matters, your relationship matters, your money matters, and your value system. Here there can be some sort of frustration with limitation, because 9th house is a very expansive house. It's about exploring. This house is all about exploring, seeking out. Now, when Venus turns retrograde, this means it's time to turn inwards. So there may be some sort of limitations in terms of your vision, your desire to travel, or desire to connect in matters of love and money. So there might be some kind of frustration due to this limitation, Sagittarius. Now, your vision is definitely greater than reality during this time. So you definitely are hoping or wishing for something bigger. But because of this Venus retrograde until the 3rd of September, the reality is a little bit different. So you may not be able to act upon your vision during this time, especially in matters of love and money matters. Now, this will change on the 3rd of September when Venus turns direct. So use this time until 3rd of September to introspect, to understand what do you need in relationship matters and what do you need in money matters. So explore yourself, use your wisdom, your past experiences, and all that to understand your own desires, because Leo is a heart-centered sign. So it's all about your own heart's desire. Now, you will have desire to share your ideas and thoughts with others during this time, and due to this retrograde Venus, you will find it difficult to connect with others on mental level as well. What you want to communicate, what you want to share, all these may be limited during this time. Now, even though there are limitations, Sagittarius, during this time, do stay optimistic, because ninth house has a very optimistic energy. So do dream big. And once Venus goes direct, you can work or act upon these desires, or vision, or ideas, or dreams, or whatever you have in terms of a relationship and money matters. Now, while Venus is in a retrograde motion, this is a great time to figure out what works for you and what doesn't, especially in relationship matters and money matters. So if there are any past relationships, this is the time to understand your approach in past relationships, or what your desires and needs are, and what other people's desires and needs are, or what your goals are, what your vision, what's your vision of your love and money matters, Sagittarius. So this is a good time to really figure those out, and be open to any major life movements once it goes direct. But this is a good time to really look within yourself, and you may meet people who are very different from you as well during this time, and this will help you broaden your perspective. This is a good time to expand your horizon and engage with others with differing worldview, Sagittarius. Your past belief may not carry much weight going forward, so do reassess how you think, your philosophy, your belief systems, your purpose and all that. And this retrograde Venus is definitely a great time to really go within in terms of your relationship matters and money matters, Sagittarius. Thank you. Hello, my lovely Capricorns. Welcome to your Venus retrograde reading. Now, Capricorn, Venus is turning retrograde on the 22nd of July until 3rd of September in the sign of Leo. Now, Leo is your 8th house, Capricorn. Now, 8th house is all about shared resources, shared value system. It's a house of transformation. It's a house of regeneration, healing. It's all about the depths of life, your deeper connections. Now, planet Venus is focused on connections, relationship, your money matters, your value system, and all that. And in the sign of Leo, and Leo is a heart-centered sign. So here in the 8th house, when Venus goes retrograde, it is time to reevaluate, reassess, and rethink your value system in terms of your resources, other people's values, relationship, intimacy, and all that. So here you're looking deeply into your psychology, how you think, your own patterns, especially in terms of relationship, in order to transform yourself, in order to move forward. And this 43 days of retrograde period is good time to rethink and reassess how you behave in a relationship. Really go within deeper in terms of your psyche, your subconscious self and all that. Now here you will be digging deeper in relationship matters, building intimacy. So any issues in relationship may surface during this time, and there may be clash of value system, other people's value, your own value. So there may be a clash. So it's very important to be introspective and really look for your own motivations, your own desires and needs, how you act in a relationship, and also compare it with how other people act. Now, during this time, people or situation from past may resurface. So don't get stuck in self-victimization mode. This is a time to transform your value system in relationship. Now, 8th house is also the house of shared resources, money matters. So here you're definitely looking into that as well. So it's very important to, look at your financial plan, your investments and all that, and, really kind of redo or rethink over it, how you're investing and where you are investing your money and, savings and all that. So this is a good time to really look into that. If you have debt to pay, Capricorn, this is a great time to think about repaying debt as well. So do reevaluate your connections, your money matters, and don't spend money unnecessarily, because that can lead to financial crisis later on. So be careful with your money matters, and it's a good idea to save for rainy day during this time. So do invest sensibly and really keep a tab on your money matters, Capricorn. Thank you. Hello, my lovely Aquarius. Welcome to your Venus retrograde reading. Now, Aquarius, Venus will be going retrograde on the 22nd of July until 3rd of September in the sign of Leo, which is your 7th house. It's your opposite sign Aquarius. So here your relationship matters is highlighted. Now, when a planet goes retrograde, it's a time of introspection. It's a time of reassessment and re-evaluation of the Venusian matters and seventh house matters. So Venus is all about relationship, connections, love matters, money matters, partnership, your value system and all that. And seventh house has the same energy. It's about relationship, marriage, agreements. It's about balance and harmony. It's about, one-to-one interaction, legal matters, business, partnership, and all that. And Leo is a very heart-centered sign. So here with Venus going in retrograde, this is a time to reassess, rethink, reevaluate your relationship, your connections, and this is both business and partner. And this is both personal and business Aquarius. So here there may be conflicts in relationship. So it's important to evaluate your needs and wants in relationship and balance it with other people's. Now, you're definitely seeking harmony during this time. So you may have to make some sacrifice in order to achieve that peace and harmony in relationship, because there's a possibility of conflicts, and this can arise from past patterns, how we behave in relationship. So anything that is toxic or unhealthy patterns in relationship needs to be released during this time in order to achieve that peace and harmony in your seventh house matter. Now, this is also a great time to really re-energize or redefine your partnership, your relationship. And again, this is business and personal both, or any social interaction. So definitely you're looking within yourself in terms of your value system, how you see yourself, how you perceive things, and you're trying to refine yourself during this time. So definitely in order to form deeper bonds during this time, it's important that you are understanding your needs and wants in relationship and coming to terms with your value system and other people's values as well. Now, obviously, if a relationship is not working out, a connection is not working out, is unhealthy, then this is time also for clearing out any attachments that you're still hanging on to, something that is not good for you. Past relationships and connection may resurface during this time, or you may get some closure, or there may be some kind of legal process starting in terms of separation or divorce during this time, or there may be a need to reevaluate, legal agreements during this time as well. So definitely all that energy is here. Now, with this Venus turning retrograde, this is a great opportunity to heal relationship wounds as well. So if there are any past relationship traumas or wounds, this is a great time, Aquarius, to release them and heal yourself. And even though it might be difficult to express affection during this time, do try to express your affection and love towards others. Don't withhold, because this can only lead to sabotaging your relationship, Aquarius. So do finish old business, any partnership, past partnership, whether you are redefining it or releasing it or resolving it, whatever that might be. It's important to, have a better understanding, of relationship, partnership, and also your value system, your money matters as well. So definitely this is a time to seek harmony by going within and evaluating your own needs and wants in partnership, Aquarius. Thank you. Hello, my lovely Pisces. Welcome to your Venus retrograde reading. Now, Pisces, Venus is going to turn retrograde in the sign of Leo on the 22nd of July until 3rd of September. Now, Leo is your sixth house, so your sixth house matters will be highlighted. Now, a retrograde phase is all about reevaluating, reassessing, going within for answers. So you are really rethinking and redefining your sixth house matter. Now, sixth house is a house of work and health. It's a house of self-improvement. It's a house of your environment, service to others, helping others, improving yourself, your habits, your routines, your work schedules, your skills, health, diet, exercise, and all that. So this is a great time, Pisces, to really, focus on your growth, and you really spend time carefully and more productively. So this is a great time to, reevaluate, reassess your, health plan or work schedule. If it's something is overwhelming or you're spending too much time on something that is not, reaping any reward or any growth, this is a time to reassess, because you're definitely focused on purification of mind, body, and soul during this time. So definitely do reassess what you have been doing and bring better understanding and better workflow, work schedule, your health as well. It's a very growth promoting time. So use this retrograde phase to assess where you are heading. Now, do resist any urge to overindulge as well, because Venus can be about overindulgence, and with this Leo energy, there can be a sense of grandeur and, grand expression in terms of everyday activity and your work and your health and your food matters. So don't overindulge in food, and do keep a cleansing or detoxifying kind of program or regime that you might have started when Venus entered your 6th house. So do, keep these schedules that you have been working on, or, you can obviously reassess what's working and what's not working. And this is also in terms of your, health and work matters. So do love yourself, nourish yourself with, good food and good exercise plan. And also don't take too much stress where work schedule is concerned, because your mental health is also very important. So do try to eat clean and keep a clean and, healthy mindset, and focus on, practical solutions in terms of your work relationship, work connections, people you connect in your work environment. So do look carefully at your own needs in relationship, and don't romanticize a love interest during this time, especially if they are unavailable or toxic. So definitely it's a good time to focus on your everyday care. And also money matters is very important. If you're overspending during this time in terms of special diet or expensive exercise program and all that, just be careful of what you're spending and how you're spending. And do use this time, Pisces, to really grow and really purify yourself from within. Thank you.